principle for succeeding on law school exams is to remember that you cannot do everything. So if you want to succeed on law school final exams, you have to focus on learning the law and applying it, which means you have to focus on outlining, memorizing your outlines, and then practicing these law school final exams. So the things that are not going to help you with learning the law and applying it to nearly the same degree as outlining, learning your outlines, and practicing questions are doing things like reading cases, briefing cases, or even preparing to be on call. These are all important things, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do them. I'm just saying that they cannot be your primary focus throughout the semester, or you're going to be spending a lot of time on something that isn't necessarily going to help further your goal of succeeding in law school. So we don't recommend that people read every single word of every case assigned. In fact, we recommend that you come up with an efficient way to get through cases. You still want to read them, you don't want to ignore them, but you don't want to make them your focus. We also don't recommend that students brief cases. Beyond the first week or so of law school, it's inefficient to be briefing every case that you read. And lastly, while it's important to prepare to be on call, which you often do by becoming familiar with the cases, you don't want to make your sole focus to do a stellar job on call every time. Because guess what? It doesn't really matter how you perform on call. Even if your professor gives some kind of grade boost for participation or something like that, they're not grading how well you perform. They're grading how often you volunteer, and if they know your name at the end of the semester. So it doesn't really matter if you do a stellar job on call. It's not going to have an impact on your grade. So this principle means that you can't do everything. Unfortunately, there's only so many hours in a day, and you're also going to have to go to class and sleep. So you have to focus on what's most likely to maximize your chances of getting a high score on that final exam.